Hey beautiful people, it's your girl Frankie here. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. So as you guys know, I am starting a new channel, Energy Life, which is meditation, spirituality, and self-care meets you. But I decided to incorporate it into the channel that I already have now. The reason for that is because managing two YouTube channels will probably be just a little too much, and considering that I'm in the bridge program getting my RN, I just don't want to have too much going on at one time. So it'd be a lot easier for me just to incorporate those videos with the videos that I'm already delivering to you guys. So you guys will get double doses of videos and you will be happy and I will be happy. So that is the goal here. So now that that's out the way, let's go ahead and get into the real topic of spirituality. Now, for a very long time, I thought that spirituality and religion was the same thing. A little disclaimer, this is not one of those videos where we're going to have a debate and all the negativity down below in the comment section. I will delete those negative comments. That's not this type of conversation, okay? And I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm not trying to persuade anyone or in any type of way. But I do want to kind of discuss this because it has been on my heart. And, I just feel like it's a discussion that more people need to have amongst each other. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm on this journey and hopefully you're on your own journey. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So you have always been on your spiritual journey. You are just now tapping into your spiritual journey. So whether you believe that you were on your spiritual journey in your past life or when you came out your mother's womb or, but just know you have always been on your spiritual journey. A spiritual journey is basically getting to know a higher self, tapping into your higher self, tapping into your ancestors, into your culture, into your beliefs, and just knowing who you are. That is a spiritual journey. Finding out who you truly are. What is your purpose on this earth? What is your purpose in life? That is a spiritual journey. How can I put this? Religion is a way to kind of separate, divide, and put people in groups. That is what religion is. Religion is not a spirituality. In today's society, it's so hard to be yourself in certain situations. Religion, I do not characterize myself as any type of religion. I'm not Christian. I'm not Baptist, like none of those things. Yes, I do believe in God. I do believe in a higher power. I do believe in the universe. Like all of that is a part of me, but it's hard for me to really wrap my head around the fact of Christianity was basically handed to us when we were taken off of our land and we were slaves. That was something that they handed to us, a Bible with Christianity, and said, hey, this is what you're going to believe, this is what it is. If you do not obey what I am telling you, you're going to hell. If you do what I say, then at the end you have the glory to go to heaven. To me, that is just absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, like, no, you're telling me this while you're beating us, raping us, killing us, and then you're telling us that, look, this is what it is, and these are the commandments. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. Connection, okay? But yet you're doing all of what you're telling us to believe in this Bible. Now, back in the day, if you do your research, you will know that they believed that Africans had no soul. So that is the reason they could justify why they were able to treat us so inhumanely and treat us so bad and kill us and rape us and all of this stuff, because they really believed that we had no soul. Like, it was okay for them to treat us that way. And that is facts. That is in the history. That is something they do not teach you at school. And I feel like they really rob my culture of who we really are. And that is why I'm doing this video. We're gonna have to put a stop to this, okay? Because if you think about it, there's no way in hell that we can go over to Puerto Rico, that we can go over to India, or we can go over to China or whatever. We cannot go to anyone else's culture and tell them how to do their culture. We cannot tell them what language they need to speak, who they need to believe in, what they need to do, and what they should look like. That is something that we cannot do. We will probably get killed if we go over there talking that mess. They don't play that. Okay, so if you take a look around you, the people of those cultures that live in America, their kids and stuff, they teach their kids their culture. Their kids in the house still talk their native language. Now, when they get around the public, of course, they're going to talk English because they are bilingual. When you're on a spiritual journey as an African American, which makes no sense, because how are we two continents? Like, either we're African or we're American, but they literally ran out of a term that they felt was politically correct to call us in order to cause even more separation and division. And that's why they come up with African American, okay? Because back in the day, it was just colored and whites. Anybody that was not pure white was considered color. And then it just evolved over time to fit the society of what was going on. If you are hip, and if you do research, you will know that the Bible has been edited a ton of times. There have been tons of stories that have been taken out the Bible. There have been modifications to the Bible. Everyone probably knows that. There's a small group of people every couple years or every 10 years get together and they edit the Bible to make it conform to what the world is today. Okay, so just be aware of that. If you take an old Bible from centuries ago, like maybe your great-great-grandmother or something, and then you take a Bible we have now, you will see that things were taken out, things were changed, things was edited, and it's not going to be exactly like the same. So it's more like man-made. Okay, so with the technology we have today, there's a lot of things we can research, a lot of things that we can look up. And I will put some links down below to a couple of YouTube videos that I feel is very helpful, which they do cite the sources and go into detail and stuff. So I believe it's a credible person that's talking. But I encourage you not, hopefully, let me fix my camera, honey, my arm getting tired. But hopefully I can encourage you and inspire you to ask questions. That is really what this video is about. I want you to ask questions. I want you to get to know your ancestors. I want you to get to know who you are. I want you to really just reach that higher level of yourself. I'm not here to tell you what religion you should be, if you should believe in religion, if you should be a Christian, if you should be a Baptist, whatever. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life. I am here to inspire you to ask questions. Do research. Don't just take everything for what the face value is. You know, I think we as a society does that. That's why we had relaxers, because we were persuaded that our hair should be straight. You know what I'm saying? That's why all of these things came into play. But as you can see, as the years go on, more of us are embracing our natural hair. Our natural hair is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But you know, hey, somebody told us this is our culture, this is what we should believe, this is what we should do. Now in today's society, I'm just going to touch on this just slightly, is tithe and offering. Now that has always bothered me. Not saying I have a problem with giving money, but when you look in the Bible, the tithe and offering was never meant for giving money. Now 10% was for the crops, for the land, for the produce, for the cattle, that you had to give 10%. Now that never mentions, bless you, that never mentions money. That is something man-made, something we have come up with. And for churches to make you feel bad for not giving money is just low down dirty, okay? And you have churches that does that. The church that I was at, the pastor would literally pull up on the screen the money we then donated or whatever, gave, the tithe and offering we then gave, and say, okay, well, we barely made it to pay the bills, so y'all need to give more. And that was a complete turnoff. Like, how you gonna tell me what I need to do and what I need to give? In the Bible, it says give with a joyous heart. And at this point, I didn't feel very joyous. So I did not feel like giving my money, my hard-working money to you. And they just try to make you feel bad if you don't tithe to God, then you're not going to be in his favor. And please don't let them do that to you. That is not true. That is a myth. That is something man-made. If you ever look up churches is a multi-million-dollar industry, y'all. Like, churches have become a business. It is no longer about saving souls. It is more so about making money. And that is facts. I don't care how much you believe your pastor is wonderful and great. If the whole church stopped giving tithe and offering, your pastor is probably going to have a problem with that. And that's just what it is. And take up for your pastor all you want, but that's what it is, okay? If you know, God is in all of us, and anytime that you see a Christian do something, first of all, or anybody that has a religion does something that's against the Bible, I tend to know they would say, oh, you should follow God, not man. So why are you sitting in somebody's church listening to man tell you about God? You know, learn on your own. And then when you try to learn on your own, no one is willing to help you, which is what I ran into. Now, you may have had someone help you, but really you have to get to know God on your own deeper level. Another thing that I want to hit is that with God, he was described as someone with like burnt brass skin with wool hair. So I don't know where they get this image of this white Jesus with this blonde hair or dark brown hair, whatever image they're trying to portray Jesus to be, but that is not how he was described in the Bible, and that is facts. You can research everything I'm talking about. You can literally research. So, and that's what I encourage you to do research, know some things, like find out for yourself. Don't just take everything for face value. Learn the Bible. If you want to learn the Bible, learn the Bible. Like, look up all of this stuff. Type in lost stories of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's so many, and we can go in so much details about this. And no, I'm not an expert. I am still on this journey. And if you're on this journey as well, we all can help each other out. So with Christianity, the main Bible that we read is the King James Version, or the New King James Version. So what I want to make aware is that you should be asking questions. One, who is King James? I can go up to any Christian and ask them, who is King James? And no one will be able to answer that, because no one knows. You just take what it is for face value and you just started reading it and just going with it. If you have studied and learned the Bible, and if you really, really, really know the history of the Bible, then you would know who King James is. Okay. And if you don't know who he is, then I need you to go research who he is. Now, I will play a clip from a man that a video that I run across on YouTube. He is so credible. I don't believe everything that I see on YouTube, but he has the sources, he has the information. He goes to Egypt every year. Like, he has proof, and this is what he does. Okay. And he breaks down a lot of things. I will play a clip here in a minute, but you can go down in the description box and watch the full video. I encourage you to watch the full video because it is so interesting. If you go to your pastor or any Christian and you ask them, who is King James? A lot of people don't even know who he is. They don't know what he stands for. They're literally just reading this Bible and taking it for what it is. There's a small group of people that get together every couple years or every 10 years and they edit the Bible to make it conform to what the world is today. If you did not know that, please go research that and look that up, because that is something that I did.
I think it is accurate to say that the version of the Bible today, and now for many decades, that is the one that is most often referred to, is the one that was written, commissioned by King James. The reason why I asked you earlier, were you talking about someone in particular, because you talked about a murderer and a rapist and a whole bunch of other characteristics that weren't so flattering.
Yes.
I thought you might have mentioned King James then. Tell us about King James, the writer, the commissioner, the author of the book that so many Christians today read.
Well, King James was a king, a ruler, who felt that he should not allow a ruler from another country, i.e. the Pope, to dictate how he was going to govern his people. So he decided.
So again, for history's sake, King James ruled England.
Yes, ruled England.
And the Pope
and
was out of Rome.
Was out of Rome, exactly. And there was a split between the Anglo-Saxons in the UK and Rome and the Vatican, because they understood very clearly that this is a game, that people have been using their relationship with God in order to manipulate other people, to wage war, and to do some ungodly things. You know, it can truly be said that right now there are more people on earth being killed in the name of God than are being saved by God, whether they worship a Islamic God or a Jewish God or a Christian God. So some terrible things have been done in the name of God. And the history of humanity is replete with the names of people who have engaged in these actions. But King James was a man who, I once heard Dick Gregory refer to him as a man who would make Adolf Hitler look like Santa Claus. He was a murderer, and he wanted to have a book, his own version of the Bible, that would allow him to engage his subjects in the manner that he wanted to and still be looked upon favorably by God. And so he commissioned a team of writers to write the authorized version of the Bible. As a matter of fact, when the King James Version of the Bible was written, only members of the royal class were allowed to read the Bible. Anyone who was a poor person, a middle class or poor person, back in that day in England, would be killed, would be in prison for reading the Bible. So this was a text that was exclusively written for only for a small subset of the British population at that time.
That's pretty much the gist of this video. You know, so I will be uploading videos like as far as meditation and more of my spiritual side that I am working on. I will be uploading videos which is in related to my Energy Life channel that I was going to start, but I'm just going to incorporate it in this because I feel like we all are spiritual beings, and you should want to get to know yourself on a spiritual level. I don't want to get too detailed and all that stuff, but I do appreciate you guys and I love you guys, and definitely subscribe, comment, share, and like this video. And I'm gonna head to class, so I will talk to you guys later. Peace.